This is kind of a classic revenue question. What we want to do in this question is find out what Cornelius's maximum possible revenue is in selling his t-shirts. Now, because of the domain considerations, it's kind of a lengthy answer, so I'll try to give you a screenshot here before discussing it. Okay. Now, to discuss how we came up with this solution, we know that we want to maximize revenue, which means we're going to have to develop a function called revenue. And revenue is price times the number of shirts. And since we go up 50 cents at a time and lose 10 shirts every time we do, we can say that our revenue function looks like this. And we only have one variable here, so we can say R is a function of X and use this notation. Now, what we get is a quadratic function for R. Now, we know that the greatest possible number of shirts that Cornelius will sell is 1,000, because that's the number that he printed, and the lowest number of shirts he'll sell is 0. So we can set up our domain for our domain considerations. We can set it up like this. Now we know that 0 is less than or equal to 1,000 minus 10x, which is less than or equal to 1,000. So what we're going to do is subtract 1,000 from both sides. And we'll have negative 1,000 less than or equal to negative 10x less than or equal to 0. And now we'll multiply all three sides by negative 1, but whenever you multiply an inequality, both sides or all three sides of an inequality by a negative number, you have to change the direction of the inequality. And rearranging this to read it from left to right, we get 0 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 100. So in other words, 0 and 100 are the endpoints of our domain in this case. What we're now going to do is set the derivative of the revenue function equal to 0. So since this is the revenue function, the derivative is negative 10x plus 300. Setting that equal to 0 and solving for x, we get x equals 30. So now what we can do is determine the value of the revenue when x is equal to 0 or 30 or 100. Well, when x is 0, the revenue is $20,000. When x is 30, the revenue is $24,500, and when x is 100, the revenue is 0. So the maximum revenue occurs when x is 30. So what does that mean the price is? Well, sometimes people make the mistake of assuming that's the price. But remember, earlier in the question, we said that the price was 20 plus 0.5x. So we've just figured out that the x value is 30, so the price is 20 plus 0.5 times 30, which is equal to 35. So a price of $35 will maximize Cornelius's revenue, and the maximum revenue itself is $24,500.